Hello, friends. I am your chilling narrator. You can call me Midnight Chills. I've been scouring the internet for spine-chilling tales to keep you up at night. So turn off the lights, listen to my voice, and chill. The Boy Who Was Not. Written by Withbite. I never told my parents that I saw my brother being taken. It was one of my first memories. I was 4 years old, and my few recollections from this time are mostly hazy. This was sharp in detail. I was feeling upset because I thought no one cared about me. There was a tremendous energy in the house. It was very quiet, and I was standing in a doorway looking into a small room. I could hear my parents speaking. They were in another room. My newborn brother was in a cot in the small room. The window was open. It was dark outside. I remember how the white paint on the frame was cracked and the cold had a smell of its own. Then they came. They were a fog, drifting through the open window. Something was moving inside the fog, tendrils of twisting gray that, for a moment, resembled a hand, a face. Do you remember lying on your back on a summer's day and finding shapes in the clouds? It was night and suddenly freezing in the room, and the fog was reaching out over the cot, reaching in, and my brother, a tiny, swaddled baby, was lifted out. The fog wrapped around him. That was the last time I had ever seen him, to this day. I stood there, my skin tingling with fear, and watched as another baby tumbled gently out of the fog and into the cot. And then the fog slipped away, taking my brother with it. The room was just a room again. I walked over to the cot and looked in at the new baby. It looked just like my brother. I heard voices behind me. My parents. They came into the room, ruffled my hair. My mom kissed my cheek as if nothing was wrong and asked me if I wanted to hold my brother. I never told them. I came close many times, but then I thought perhaps it was just my imagination, or some kind of waking dream. Only when Carl was 5 and I was 9, we were out playing in a stream near our house. It was more like a muddy puddle that had spread down channels in the dirt we had made for it. But in our imaginations, it was a place for great adventures. Pirate ships defeating the Nazis, liberating the magic treasure, only to be dive-bombed and sank by being tipped onto their side. "You've lost," I said. "You've lost." Carl was the Pirate King. He looked up at me, sullen face. His eyes were dark, darker than mine had ever been, darker than my parents', darker than my brother's would have been. He stared at me, and there was a coldness in his eyes as well that made my bladder weaken. His hand shot out and he slapped me, vicious, hard, in the face. I was so shocked I could not breathe. I was 12, Carl was 8. Our grandparents had come over because it was my birthday, and we were in the back garden. The barbecue was heating up nicely. Dad was standing over it, weighing up when would be the perfect moment to place the burgers on the grill. The neighbors had come over to say hello, and Mom was chatting with them. Her hair was tied back. There was a red mark on her cheek where a mosquito had bitten her 2 days before. I was drinking a ginger beer and pretending it was real beer. I was staggering around like I was drunk and bumped on purpose into Carl. "Sorry," I pretend slurred. He considered me, looked around the garden. His eyes were cold, dark pools. He walked slowly up to the barbecue. Dad turned his back just for a moment to get some more coals. I could see the heat haze from the grill. Thought, the burgers will cook nicely. Carl reached out and put the palm of his hand on the grill. He looked at me and smiled, then began to scream. Have you ever smelt burning flesh? These are snapshots, memories, moments in time captured. There are many more that led up to today. Today is Dad's 50th birthday. I am 21. Carl is 18. Mom has arranged a surprise brunch party. In the evening, friends were coming over for beer and food. This morning, the house is full of noise, laughter. Dad's parents are downstairs, his brother, his cousins, who have driven for 2 days just to be here. I was in my room, getting changed into smarter clothes than the t-shirt and joggers I had been wearing. I wanted to get into the spirit of the occasion. Carl was in his room as well. There had been no sign of him so far today. Music drifted up from the breakfast room where the party was. Old-style heavy rock, Dad's favorite. I was wondering if a tie was a step too far when I heard Carl's bedroom door click open. Listened to his steps as he descended the stairs. The laughter and buzz of chat continued. Then suddenly, the music was cranked up. I felt the noise, the vibration of it. Then, as suddenly as it had been ramped up, the music ended. There was silence. I felt lightheaded with dread, with the anticipation of what I would find as I made my way down the stairs. Carl stood in the hallway outside the breakfast room. He looked to be in a daze. "What have you done now, you freak?" I shouted. Carl looked at me and said, "I don't belong here. I was substituted for the thing that did. But you know that. You always have. I am a changeling, a creature of wonder, born in a land far, far away, and brought here by my kind, my kin. People call us fairies." I thought of stories I had read, of movies I had seen. of gossamer wings, fragile beauty, lights shimmering in the air. Not this. Carl, staring at me with his cold, dark eyes. I told him he was a crazy SOB and added more of my opinion for good measure. Fairies do good deeds. They don't screw with you. He considered this for a moment before replying, Sometimes we just want to make people smile. And with that, he was gone. He just slipped away. Damn. I swallowed. I steeled myself and went into the still, silent breakfast room. Blood pooled on the tabletop. Obscenely coated a stack of pancakes. Dripped onto the floor. The family were all there. They stared blindly ahead. Their throats cut, the flesh around their mouths sliced open into gaping, grotesque grins.